and I will turn the program over to our head of school, Dave McCusker.
David Perfield is a wonderful friend and a tremendous director of development, but I'm going to tease him right now because that was supposed to be a 5-minute warning. But we're ready to go. I think he is harnessing Coach's spirit, and Coach is saying, let's get on with this. Let me start with a reiteration of David's welcome, and welcome to one and all here. It is a beautiful day in New Hampshire. It's a beautiful day on the Point, and it's a wonderful time of celebration for all of us as we remember a Cardigan legend. On February 2nd, our dear friend Jim Marrion passed away at his home and with his family. On February 6th, at the request of the Marrion family, Cardigan hosted a funeral service here in the chapel for Coach. And just as we often do, we experienced a pretty rugged New Hampshire winter. And it is, reluctant to let go. We still have snow up on the football field right by the Marrion scoreboard. But we had lots of snow and cold weather this winter, and the service on that Thursday, February 6th, was preceded by a major snowstorm on that Wednesday. And we had our crew out clearing parking lots and so on because we knew we were going to see a great turnout, and we absolutely did. We estimated between 500 and 600 people drive up to the Point to be with us on that day. A remarkable but not surprising tribute. We also did something that we've never done before, which was to broadcast the service over the internet. And we know that on that day we had over 1,000 people watching that service. And suffice it to say that there were lots and lots of remembrances of our friend Coach Marrion. I think many of us have struggled to find the right words to fully capture what Jim Marrion represented to each of us individually and collectively to this community. And like so many others, I said goodbye to a wonderful friend. But I will absolutely be carrying Jim's memory and his inspiring example with me, which I have made a commitment to try to emulate and honor in my life. As a Cardigan community, which Jim cared so much about, so deeply about, we have been blessed by this man and by his example. And I'm really proud and pleased that we are here today to remember Jim. I'm going to turn things over to Diane Wallach, who is Cardigan's chair of the Board of Trustees, and actually in her own way provides a level of leadership and selfless service that certainly honors the legacy of Jim Marrion. I'd like to ask Diane to please come forward and make some remarks.
Thanks, Dave. I know a few of you were here yesterday when we had the pleasure of formally launching the renovation of Hayward. That's another great family in the Cardigan ranks. And Coach Marrion is another great family we're honoring today. And in a moment, I'm going to talk about Craig Johnson and the Johnson family and their role in these events. But Cardigan, you're looking at bricks and mortar, you're looking at buildings, but this is really about family and community and celebrating the people that staff it every single day. A salute to the faculty who spend all the time with young boys. Boys, thanks for being here too and enjoying this experience. But today we're here to honor Coach. And, you know, the Kenerson family deserves some credit here. Bob Kenerson is not here today, but his name used to be on the marquee. And it was in the honor of him and his father and that family presence. He has graciously conceded that he would love to see this building named after Coach. So I want to salute him in his absence for that graciousness, that forward look, and so a quick applause in his absence. But as with all good things, you got to look forward, right? And Clayton Johnson and Myra have really set a new standard for this school in their gifts, their attention, their enthusiasm for this place. In fact, the actual Hayward renovation is proceeding because of their gift, but in exchange for that, we have the opportunity for a naming today in Coach's memory. And with that, I'm going to let Clayton tell his own story, so please welcome him to the podium.
Thank you, Diane. Would like to thank you for your leadership and guidance and carrying the board forward in a positive way. And I think the school and the board are real positive today because of you. Thank you. Just a few things. The Marrion family is pretty special to me. I got to know Beth and Jennifer and Stephanie and Jimmy while I lived in their house. I arrived on campus mid-year 1976 and got to play varsity baseball and varsity football by coach. The coach was Coach Marrion, and I really was fortunate to become very close to him. And my 9th grade year, I got to live in the Newton house, and it was very special. With his positive way and positive attitude every day, he would come through our rooms and say, "Let's go get him, Tiger," and you just had to get up and go hit it again. Became very close to the family, as I said, and I was mainly just so fortunate to be asked to live in the Newton house my senior year. It made me a better student, and it certainly made me a better athlete by being so close to Coach Marrion. So I am so grateful to Coach and his family, and that is one of the reasons I'm standing here today, to be able to do what my wife and I can do for the school. And it's very humbling, and I'm proud to be a part of it. I want to thank you for being here, and I will always support the school and the Marrion family. And I want to introduce the son of Jimmy Marrion, Coach's son.
Thank you. Thank you again. It's an honor to be here today as a representative of Coach Marrion and the entire extended Marrion family. Each of us can attest to the kindness that this Cardigan community has bestowed upon us, and particularly my mother. Thinking about what this day represents, one word came to mind, and that's celebration. Today is a celebration of what Cardigan is about. Today celebrates Cardigan's commitment to boys in mind, body, and spirit. The Johnsons' amazing gift to Cardigan demonstrates the generosity of those lucky few who are part of this close-knit community. And this gift celebrates the longevity of Cardigan's commitment to the future classes of Cardigan boys. So for that, I thank the Johnsons family once again, the McCuskers, the staff, faculty, students. This is a special place, and thank you for being here, and thanks for everything.
Good morning. If any of you don't know who I am, I'm Emery Gray, and I'm the school leader here. And this morning I'm here to talk on behalf of the senior class and the gift that we've purchased with the money that we raised. So this year we had 98% participation with the fundraising, and we raised a total of $1,642.50, which is pretty good. And we have taken all that money and put it towards this statue of Coach Marrion, which Miss Michelson is going to unveil. So, there it is. This statue will eventually be bronze, and I believe will be put in the new Marrion Athletic Center. So, thank you.
you. Oops. A few weeks ago, Mr. Cook spoke to the community about the concept of legacy. He mentioned Coach Jim Marrion as one who has left an indelible legacy to Cardigan Mountain School. He noted, and we all agreed, that Coach Marrion left very big shoes to fill. Mr. Cook challenged the community to think of ways in which we as individuals could and would create our own legacy, and then to write it down on an index card and symbolically place our cards in Coach's shoe. You can imagine that Coach's shoe was filled to overflowing with over 200 index cards. When I was honored with the invitation to offer a blessing at today's dedication, it occurred to me that the finest prayer I could possibly offer is actually the ones that are written on these cards. High in the Himalayas, Tibetan Buddhists have a tradition of hanging prayer flags with words and images to promote peace, compassion, honesty, respect, and joy. The idea is that as the wind flutters the flags, the prayers and ideas will be carried on the wind and scattered throughout the universe to bless and to benefit all. So in that spirit, our hopes, our resolutions, our aspirations for the future, and our prayers are hanging in the tree behind me. And I invite you now to join me in the spirit of prayer or in silent reflection. Gracious God, we are thankful for the many blessings this facility, its staff, and benefactors have given to our community for many years. As we dedicate this building, may we likewise dedicate our lives to the ideals of Cardigan Mountain School. Wherever we go, may our lives promote the peace vouchsafed by living here for all the world to share. Amen.
You could leave Coach's shoe here to hold my paper down if you'd like. I could use the help. Well, I'm looking around and seeing so many old and dear friends, and many of you made a considerable journey to be with us today, and I'm grateful for that, and I have no doubt that Coach is looking down upon this scene and smiling. He's probably also thinking, okay, get on with it already. I want to thank all of you who were able to be with us today. Boys, Coach was first and foremost dedicated to working with young guys, and it was his love and his passion and his life's commitment for well over 40 years. I want to thank all of the speakers here today for your part in this ceremony. I want to add my thanks to Clayton and Myra Johnson for their incredible commitment to Cardigan Mountain School and for their generosity. I'm looking at the Marrion family who I feel as though are similar to my own family members, and I love all of you, and especially Connie Marrion, who is just the best. And Connie and Jim were the best of friends, and they have raised together an incredible family, and we are all blessed to know and to be part of the extended Marrion family. I know that Coach would want us to go forward and celebrate life and friendship. We're going to have some good time together today to do that. I hope everyone's able to take the time and to in Coach's in the spirit of Coach Marrion to do what we can to connect with one another, be supportive of one another, be good friends to one another. And so we will do that this afternoon. And this is our family weekend, which is a very fitting time for us to be doing this. In the afternoon, all of our boys will be at play, which is also something that Coach Marrion would be very happy about. And this is a little bit of an impromptu tribute, but I was also given a sort of a to-do thing this morning at breakfast. I don't know if it was Mr. Wennick or Mr. Hannes who asked me to do this, but apparently there are two baseball teams that need to really get going early. Who gave me that heads up? Mr. Hannes? Someone? Mr. Frost? Who are the two teams? Okay, so this is very much part of what Coach Marrion would be doing. So the JV baseball team and the thirds baseball team, we want to make sure you're well nourished before you need to get to your game. So as a tribute to Coach Marrion, I want to see you guys hustle up to the dining room right now, and we'll cheer you on as you get going. Get going, fellas. What's that? Yeah. When you get back, make sure the buses are clean, guys. Anyway, this is a wonderful moment for our Cardigan family. Just as Jim Marrion always was there for all of us, I want Connie and the Marrion family to know that we're always going to be there for you as well. And thanks for allowing us to do this in memory and tribute to your husband and your father and your grandfather. Jim will always live on at Cardigan as an example of the best that our community has to offer. Thanks, everyone. Everyone's invited to lunch up in the Commons, and please stick around and enjoy the afternoon together. Thank you all.